Hello student, now I am going to explain the radar antenna and the radar receiver, that is about the module 5. In this module, I am going to discuss the parameter of the radar antenna and also I am going to explain the functionality of the radar receiver each and every step. Here, come to the point. Now I am going to explain the radar receiver here. The functionality of the radar receiver is what? It has to going to extract the weak signal, that is what it is received from the echoes received from the target, and based on the weak signal it is going to perform the amplification, and along with that it has to discard the unwanted signals present in the echo signal. How it will going to discard? By using the matched filter. And in the older version of the radar, we need to calculate the range and angle error by performing manual operation. Now in the modern radar, we are going to calculate the range as well as the angle error in the form of automation instead of manual. And here we are using a constant false alarm rate circuit, where it is going to avoid the overloaded with the clutter echoes. This is the circuit where it is going to eliminate the overloaded of the clutter echoes. And some more functionality it is going to perform in the radar receiver, that is what? Signal processing it is going to perform, information extraction, that is what we need from the moving target, and in the data processing is in the sense in order to perform the amplification of the echo signal, and also in order to maintain the gain of the echo signal, and electromagnetic compatibility, and also electronic counter measurements. All this is functionality it is going to include in the radar receiver. And also we are going to discuss about the super heterodyne receiver. Here whatever the receiving of the echo signal, that text signal we call that as a RF input signal. Based on that we are going to produce the output called intermediate frequency. After that we need to perform the filter shape, gain, stability and bandwidth. And also we are going to change the local oscillator frequency based on the receiving of the echo signal. And whatever it is going to receive the echo signal from the moving target, the weak of the echo signal strength is always be less. So in order to increase the strength of the weak signal, we need to perform the amplification by maintaining the constant gain here. And also whatever the unwanted signals, that is what we call clutters, that we need to eliminate by using filters. And we are going to some more circuit, as I already explained, that is CFAR, in order to protect from the overloaded of the clutter signals. Clutter signal is unwanted signal present in the receiving of the echo signal of the moving target. And now let me discuss about the parameter called receiver noise figure. This is the noise where we need to calculate based on the ideal noise receiver. So how can we define? If I want to measure the noise figure parameter, I need to compare. So whatever the noise figure it is generated in the practical receiver, I need to compare with the ideal noise receiver. That is what we need to calculate this parameter. How it is going to calculate? By using the formula, that is noise figure is equal to N naught by KT naught BNG, or the ratio of input signal to the noise input signal to output signal power to the output noise signal here. So either this formula or this formula we are going to use in order to find the noise figure. And where N out is what? The available output noise power. Okay, and N in is equal to available input noise power. And N in is always is equal to KT naught Bn. K is Boltzmann constant, that is equal to 1.38 into 10 raised to minus 23 joules per degree. And T naught is standard temperature of 290 Kelvin. And Bn is noise bandwidth. The gain, that is, can be defined as S out by S in, that is what we call that as a gain. S out is what? Available output signal power, and S in is available input signal power. And here the noise figure can be calculated as KT naught Bng plus delta n. Delta n is what? That is the noise it is introduced in the practical part, and the KT naught Bng, that is the noise we need to, that is the noise produced at the ideal noise receiver. This is the about ideal noise receiver. And delta n is what? That is the noise introduced in the practical receiver. We need to add the practical noise figure along with the ideal noise figure divided by KT naught Bng. So here the N out, as I already told, N out is what? That is replaced as KT naught Bng plus this is practical noise. That is additional noise introduced by the practical network. And if I cascade the more number of networks, if I want to calculate the noise figure, let me explain it. Here the two block diagram, here I connected cascading network. I need to calculate the noise figure for these two cascading networks. So the first stage of the cascading network, F1 is called first stage of the noise figure, G1 is the first stage of the gain, and Bn is the bandwidth. Similarly, the second stage is noise figure of the second stage, G2 is the gain of the second stage, and Bn is the noise of the bandwidth noise. And the total output of the noise, it is represented as a N out. The N out can be defined as noise from network 1 at the output of the network 2 plus noise delta N2 introduced by the network 2. Nothing but that N out is what? That is the output of the two stages of the network, along with that the delta N, that is what? The practical noise that is going to add along with the two stages of the network. So that can be defined as F naught KT naught Bn G1 G2. This is what I already explained. See here N out, that is, it is given as expression similar to this. Okay, and F naught is total noise figure from the cascading of the two stages of the network. And if I replace F naught is equal to F1, that is what? The noise figure of the first stage, KT naught B1 G1 G2 plus delta N2, that is the practical stage, practical noise that is going to add at the output of N out. That is what is. And here delta N2 can be written as F2 minus 1 into KT naught Bn G2. How it is going to return? By simplifying this. If I simplify and if I substitute n is equal to 2 here, I get the equation for delta N2 and substitute here. So after simplification, I will get this equation. So I replace delta N2 is this whole equation. And by equating 1 and 2 equation, I will get the total output of the noise figure from these two stages. That is equal to F naught is equal to F1 plus F2 minus 1 divided by G1. That is what the total noise of the two stage of the network. But in general, if I cascade multiple stage of the network, if I want to calculate the output of the noise figure from the multiple stage of the network, how? By using this formula. And next is the noise figure we need to calculate due to the transmission line. Okay, transmission, even though the noise figure it is going to add along with the antenna and the receiver, that noise we call that as a noise figure at the transmission line. Okay, there also we are going to lose the sum of the echo signal between the antenna and the receiver. The duplexer is nothing but that can connect the transmitter as well as the receiver here, and also receiver protector, rotary joint, pre-selector filter. And the noise figure for this RF losses, that is equal to LRF. LRF is nothing but loss in signal to noise ratio as signal travels from antenna to the receiver. That is the noise figure we are going to calculate whenever it is going to receive the echo signal from the moving target. The noise figure we are going to calculate, that noise figure we call that as a losses in the transmission line. And next is the noise temperature. Noise temperature is nothing but the noise is also going to add to the network by variation in the temperature. So that is what the noise temperature. Here it is defined as temperature at the input of the network that accounts for additional noise delta n at the output. Nothing but what, even in the receiver part of the radar, the temperature parameter it is going to affect on the noise parameter. That temperature we call that type of noise we call that as a noise temperature. Noise temperature in the sense the noise it is going to introduce along with the that noise going to introduce by variation in the temperature that act as an input to the noise. Okay, so the noise introduced by the network, nothing but what, even if there is a variation in the temperature, what will happen, the noise it is going to introduce. Such type of noise we call that as a noise temperature, and it can be expressed as a TE, that is effective noise temperature. And here the noise figure as it is calculated as the KT naught BNG plus delta n by KT naught BNG. That is the first equation I already explained in the previous slide. Okay, after simplification I get this equation. We know that delta n is equal to KT BNG. Okay, substitute this 4 in the equation 3. I will get the effective noise temperature T is equal to Fn minus 1 into T naught. And one more thing is we need to discuss about the system noise temperature. System noise temperature is nothing but that is also a noise that consider the whole system. Okay, we need to calculate the noise temperature for the whole system. We call that as a system noise temperature. How it is going to define? That is the effective noise temperature of the receiver as well as effective noise of the antenna. So by combination of the receiver as well as the antenna, we call that as a system noise temperature. That is given as Ts is equal to Ta plus T and is equal to Fs minus 1 into T naught. As we know, the noise temperature is equal to Fn minus 1 into T naught. Okay, if I subscript if I substitute n is equal to s for the same equation, I will calculate the system noise temperature, that is Fs minus 1 into T naught, where Fs is what, system noise figure here. That is what the total system noise figure it is given as this formula. And if I cascade more number of network, if I want to calculate the effective noise temperature of the system, that is given by this equation. That is effective noise temperature is equal to T1 plus T2 by G1 plus T3 by G1 G2 plus so on, where Ti and Gi are the effective noise temperature and the gain of the ith network. Now we will see the super heterodyne receiver. Already we discussed the previous part, that is about the noise figure. Now the next part we are going to discuss at the radar receiver is super heterodyne receiver. In the super heterodyne receiver, it contains the following categories. One is called the low noise RF amplifier. Okay, in order to calculate the noise figure of the receiving of the echo signal. The mixer is nothing but in order to produce intermediate frequency output. And next one is the dynamic range. Dynamic range is nothing but the distance between the moving target and the radar receiver. It will varies. And again the flicker noise, we call that as 1 by F, that is produced at the output of the mixer. And the last is the noise of the oscillator and the detector. These are the parts where we are going to discuss at the super heterodyne receiver. Now the very first part of the super heterodyne receiver is the low noise front end. So here in this part, here we are going to use a transistor amplifier. Okay, so if here in order to detect the lower range frequencies, we are going to use silicon bipolar transistor. We are going to use the silicon bipolar transistor for the lower range of the frequencies. If I want to detect the higher range of frequencies, we are going to use gallium arsenide field effect transistor. This is the different transistor in order to detect the lower range frequencies as well as the higher range frequencies. And again, whenever if I use the transistor at the X band, we are going to find out the noise figure about the 1 dB and the leakage peak power is 0.2 watt. And similarly at the C band frequencies, the noise figure is around 0.6 dB here. So this is the value where we are going to found for the transistors whenever you are going to receive the lower range frequency as well as higher range frequencies. This is the beginning part of the super heterodyne receiver. And here the very first part of the super heterodyne receiver is the parametric amplifier as well as the maser amplifier we are going to use in order to detect the lower noise. Okay, and next is the amplifier has noise figures where low and used for operationally for radar. So this is the amplifier where we are going to use for the noise figure. Okay, this is the first part of the super heterodyne receiver. And next is the next part is mixer. Mixer is nothing but where it is going to combine the RF input signal along with the local oscillator signal, and it will produce us the output called intermediate frequency. That is what we call that as a mixer. Okay, whenever it is going to convert from RF to intermediate frequency at the one step, we call that as a signal conversion. And here we need to find out the noise figure for mixer also. It is the noise figure for the mixer can be determined by two parameters. One is called conversion loss, other one is called noise temperature ratio. The conversion loss of a mixer, it is given as, or it is defined as the input power divided by output power. Nothing but input is nothing but we are going to give RF power to the available IF power that is produced at the output of the mixer. And also we are going to measure the efficiency of the mixer in converting RF signal power into intermediate frequency. Nothing but the conversion loss, it is measure the parameter called efficiency of the mixer. And one more parameter where we are going to use for the noise figure in the mixer called noise temperature ratio. It is defined as actual available IF intermediate noise power divided by available noise at the resistance. That is given, that is represented as a T subscript R. That is noise temperature ratio, we are going to represent it as a TR. So in order to find out the noise figure for the mixer, we are going to use these two parameters. One is called conversion loss of a mixer, other one is called the noise temperature ratio. This is the two parameters where we are going to use to find out the noise figure for the mixer. And as I told, the definition of the noise figure, that is PR is equal to the amplifier, the available noise power, that is represented as FM KT0 BGC, that is already we discussed in the previous slide, divided by available power at the resistance, that is represented as KT0 B. Here KT0 B, KT0 B will get cancelled and left it is FM GC, and GC can be represented as reciprocal of 1 by LC, conversion loss. Okay, FM is called mixer noise figure and LC called conversion loss here. And similarly, if I connect more than one stages of the mixer, at that time we are going to call the next higher stage of the mixer, we call that as a second network of the IF amplifier, that is represented as F2 is equal to intermediate frequency, that is F5F, that is the output of the second stage of the mixer here. And the total noise of the cascading of the mixer, that is already we discussed in the previous slide, that is what this one, F0 is equal to F1 plus F2 minus 1 by G1. This is the formula where we are going to find out the noise figure when we are going to cascade the two stages of the mixer. This is the formula where we are used in order to find out the noise figure in the mixer. That is this one, F1 plus F2 minus 1 divided by G1, where F2 is the output of the second stage of the mixer, that is represented by F5F. Okay, and F1 is nothing but that is the noise figure of the first stage, that is given from the formula from the noise figure, noise temperature, that is what noise temperature ratio. Okay, this is the, if I simplify and substitute the respective parameter for this, I will represent this as conversion loss into noise temperature ratio, and after simplification the receiver noise figure of the mixer front end, that is given as LC into TR plus FIF minus 1. Now we will see the type of the mixer, that is the next stage of the receiver part of the radar. So what is the job of the mixer? That is that will combine the RF signal along with the local oscillator signal in order to produce the output called intermediate frequency. Here the output is proportional to the product of RF echo signal and the local oscillator signal. That is the definition of the mixer here. We are going to combine RF signal along with the local oscillator. RF signal is nothing but that is the echo signal received from the target, and we are going to mix with the local oscillator component, that both signals we are going to mix, and we are going to get the output as an intermediate frequency. The output of the frequency, it is given at the mixer, that is FRF plus or minus FLO. FRF is the frequency of the radio frequency signal, the desired IF frequency. We need that signal, we call that as a desired IF, nothing but that contains the information of the target. And FRF, the sum signal, FRF plus FL, we call that is a rejected signal, means there is a noise signal that is present that we need to eliminate. Okay, that how can we eliminate? By using the filter here. And next is we are going to discuss the type of the mixer. In the type of the mixer, we have three type of the mixer. That is the single-ended mixer. This is first figure. The second figure is balanced mixer, and the third figure is image rejection mixer. In the first figure, the RF input signal that we are going to mix with the local oscillator signal. The local oscillator signal, it is coming through the directional coupler both two signals we are going to apply to the diode. Okay, so the output of the diode circuit, that is single ended mixer, is intermediate frequency output. And here the noise signal, it is going to added with the local oscillator. So how can we eliminate the noise that is accompanying with the local oscillator? By using the narrowband RF filter. By using narrowband RF filter, we can eliminate the noise that will accompany with the local oscillator. Okay, so this is the what single ended mixer. Single ended mixer is the RF signal, it is going to mix with the local oscillator signal that is coming through directional coupler, and it produces the intermediate frequency output. And the next stage is the balanced mixer. In the balanced mixer, we are using the 4-port. The 4-port called either maybe Magic T or 3 dB coupler. Okay, that here the RF signal and local oscillator signal we are going to apply individually here. Okay, we are going to apply individual, and output it is going to produce at the two individual diodes. Okay, the sum signal as well as the difference signal it is produced. One diode it will produce sum, and other diode it will produce difference signal. And if I want to extract the IF signal, how can we extract the IF signal? By performing difference of these two signals. If I perform difference of these two signals, I am going to get the intermediate frequency output. That is the operation of the balanced mixer. And next is the operation of the image rejection filter. In the image rejection filter, again we are using the junction. The junction, it is nothing but, again this is a Magic T or 3 dB coupler. Okay, here the two ports we are using for the input as a local oscillator signal. Other one is called matched load we are using here. Okay, the local oscillator signal, it produces the phase shift of 90 degree that we are going to apply for two individual mixer here. And the RF input signal, that is going to split up with the individual mixer here. And the two stage of the intermediate frequency, whatever we are getting from the two stage of the mixer, that is again we are going to apply the one more Magic T or 3 dB coupler here. Why we are using? In order to eliminate the image frequency present in the intermediate frequency component. How can we terminate the image frequency? By using proper value of the matched load. Whenever we are using proper value of matched load, it will eliminate the image frequency component present in the IF signal. Okay, and other port we are getting the intermediate frequency output here. This is the working of your image rejection mixer. And next topic is the dynamic range. The dynamic range can be defined as maximum input signal power to the minimum input signal power at the receiver. It should handle without the degradation of the performance of the radar. So here what do you mean by maximum input signal? For example, if I plot the frequency response curve, the frequency response curve, initially what happens? For the lower frequency, it will start increasing the gain. Okay, at some specific frequency, the gain of the amplifier will become stable. Okay, when we keep on increase the frequency, the gain remains constant. At particular point, when we increase the frequency, again it will start decrease from maximum to lower side. So nothing but the maximum frequency is nothing but what? If I see in the frequency response curve, that is gain versus frequency plot. Okay, so the gain will be remains constant from f2 minus f1. Okay, whenever the frequency, whenever the gain it is going to deviate either from maximum to lower or lower to the maximum, that input signal we call that as a maximum input signal. Maximum input signal is nothing but the gain, the maximum gain whenever it is deviating from maximum to the minimum, at that frequency we call that as a cutoff frequency. Actually we call but how we are going to define the maximum input, where it is going to cut off the frequency at the maximum value, that we call value 1 dB or 3 dB. Okay, we are getting two frequency values, that is f1 and f2. If I perform the subtract operation f2 minus f1, it will give the bandwidth. So at maximum input signal, we call that as a maximum input signal to the minimum input signal. That is what we call that as a dynamic range of the receiver here. And next is flicker noise. The flicker noise is nothing but that is the noise introduced by the semiconductor device. The semiconductor device may be your diodes, transistors or vacuum tubes that is coated with the oxide coated cathodes. Because of this it is induces noise. That noise we call that as a flicker noise. Okay, that is represented as a 1 by f noise. Okay, the relationship of the flicker noise, it is given as 1 by f raised to alpha, where alpha is varies from 0.8 and 1.3. Okay, and this relationship is hold for very low frequency component. This is what about the flicker noise here. And in the next session we will see the oscillator stability, type of the oscillator, okay, and the receiver part of the radar. Thank you.